So if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 menus under the basic, so if you go to advanced and you take a look at the settings here or the menu, so it is more than 5. So you have status, so your internet and your wireless, okay, so 2.4 and 5G. So you have IPv4 and IPv6 as well. If you scroll down, you'll have your LAN as well, and the IP address, so the performance, the CPU load, and the memory used. Next will be operation mode. So it could be in our router mode, which is the current mode. So it could also serve as an access point. So your router will connect to a wired or wireless router via an Ethernet cable and extend the wireless coverage of your existing functions like NAT. Parental controls and QoS are not supported in this mode. Then finally, you'll have also the range extender. So based on this diagram, so your router connects to a wireless router. So here in access point could be wired or wireless. So here is wireless router and extends the wireless coverage of your existing network. So similarly, the NAT, parental controls, and quality of service are not supported in this mode. So you have your network here, so internet, okay, so one interface, VLAN. You have your LAN settings, so you could have DHCP server, IPv4 and IPv6. So DHCP server is enabled here. Then you could put in or configure your pool, default gateway, the DNS primary and secondary, and as well as the domain and the lease time. So you have interface grouping. Okay, so you can have some settings here. Dynamic DNS. You have also static routing functionality and IPv6 tunnel. Next is your wireless. So we've seen this already. So you can have some band steering. So more settings here in advance, of course. So you could select your security. So WPA, WPA2 personal or enterprise, or no security. Of course, we don't want that. Then the encryption, TKIP or AES, the password, the mode. Okay, so the channel, auto, or you'll select your channels, channel width, the transmit power, whether it's low, middle, or high. And you can also go to your 5 gigahertz. Similarly, you could configure those settings. So you have your NAT forwarding, so ALG, you have your virtual servers, port triggering, DMZ, and universal plug and play, UPnP. So again, we have ALG or application layer gateway. So it is router feature designed to manage the way certain application protocols pass through the NAT or network address translation. So ALG helps applications such as VoIP, VPN, or FTP that require special handling for their packets to work properly in NAT environments. So virtual server is simply TP-Link's term for port forwarding. So it allows external devices on the internet to access services hosted in your local or internal network, such as web servers, FTP servers, or your IP cameras. While port triggering is a dynamic alternative to static port forwarding. It is used mainly for applications that require multiple or unpredictable incoming ports, such as online games, VoIP, or certain video streaming services. So you have your DMZ or demilitarized zone. So it's a feature that exposes one device on your local network to the internet with all its ports open. So after NAT forwarding, we have USB sharing. So we still have the storage device and 3G and 4G settings. So more settings here in the modem settings. So you have your parental controls still, wherein you have the toggle parental controls and content restriction. You have your quality of service. So you have for upstream and your downstream. So okay, so total bandwidth, should be. Then you have your other settings here, queue list, flow classification, and business classification. So you have your strict priority mode and wait round robin mode settings in your TP-Link, queue list, flow classification, business classification. So next, after QoS, you have your security. So you have your firewall and DOS protection, so denial of service, then the black DOS host list and protection level settings. You have your service filtering, access control, and IP and MAC binding. So you have your stateful packet inspection firewall support for IPv4 and IPv6. Your service filtering, wherein you can add soon some ports that you would like to filter. And next, after security, so virtual private networks, so you have open VPN support, you have PPTP VPN, and the current VPN connections, so whether it's open VPN or point-to-point tunneling protocol VPN connection. Then lastly, under the advanced, so you have your system tools, so obviously your time settings, you have your time zone and your NTP server. You will connect to a network time protocol server, LED control, if you will enable some night mode, diagnostic tools. Of course, you want to update your firmware to the latest one to have some feature updates and as well as security updates. So backup and restore, so it's best to back up your configuration, and of course restore if you have configured it before. You store your configuration. Of course, you have some reboot, or if you'll perform some auto reboot, so this TP-Link AC1900 supports administration, so timely or periodic change of password, and what is the local management for HTTPS, so would be 443 or different. Then remote management is also available here, and you have some settings here for certificates and ICMP ping. Next is your system log, and you can have some log settings and save log. You have your CWMP settings. So CWMP or CPE1 Management Protocol, also known as TR069. So it's a protocol that enables your router to be remotely managed and configured by your ISP via some ACS or auto configuration server. The next will be your SNMP settings, so simple network management protocol. So it's a network management protocol used to monitor and manage network devices, so you could enable the SNMP agent. Then finally, under the system tools is your statistics, so you could enable the traffic statistics, and it will have the traffic statistic lists. So you have your IP, the total packets, total bytes, and the other TX statistics. So you have your UDP, ICMP, and SYN TX. Then that's it for the advanced. So you have your advanced configuration. So from a quick setup, so the wherein you could just select and click next and let the auto configuration or the wizard or quick setup do it for you. Or if you have some basic networking knowledge, you go with the basic settings. But if you are more of an intermediate user, then you could configure obviously the advanced settings. Then after that, obviously the other settings are log out and reboot if you require to reboot your TP-Link AC1900 router. So that's it for our walkthrough video of our EC330-G5U AC1900 wireless dual band gigabit router from TP-Link, and we will have more videos to come related to this TP-Link model, and it will be some configuration video tutorials on this router model. So see you in our next videos.